It wasn't vintage, my friends. In fact, it was far from vintage, but with the quadruple is still on and Jurgen Klopp's boys do book their place in the semi-final of the FA Cup to take on Manchester City in what's going to be a mouth-watering semi-final tie. Obviously, the other semi-final will see Chelsea play Crystal Palace, but I want to get your thoughts on that performance from Liverpool because it certainly wasn't vintage. I think we'll all agree on that, but I also don't care because we got the job done. There was some big refereeing decisions that I want to talk about as well. This is the first of two match reactions we'll have today on Anfield Agenda. Do hit that subscribe button for me first of all. Drop a like on the video as well. And I'm going to really quickly fly through my player ratings and ask you guys for your Anfield Agenda man of the match. Once that poll goes up in the chat, you guys will have a chance to vote on it as always. And while we are waiting for Connor to set that up, why don't I really quickly just run through my my ratings from the starting 11. So Alisson gave us a bit of a heart and mouth moment at one point, but ultimately kept a clean sheet. When you keep a clean sheet, you're going to immediately get a solid 7 from me. So Alisson gets a 7. Right hand side, Joe Gomez. You know what? I think he did okay today, Joe. He did get himself in the book for a foul that was a blatant yellow card. I have no arguments about that whatsoever, but he was very good in attack today, Joe, moving forward. Gave loads of options to us. Sometimes I thought he was a bit lazy tracking back. Maybe I am being too harsh on him, I don't know, but there was one or two occasions, particularly in the second half, where Forest missed a really good opportunity. It just went the wrong side of the post. Joe Gomez didn't even look like he was breaking a sweat to get back. That being said, I'm going to give Joe Gomez a 7. I think he did okay. He hasn't got a match rhythm like the rest of the lads, so I do take that into account. Moving into the centre backs, I thought Kanade was the better of the two today, if I'm being brutally honest. Van Dijk gave away the ball in midfield, which started that counter attack I just spoke about a minute ago, where Forest nearly scored. They had a header as well. That again, I don't know where the marking was for that. It was on Van Dijk's side. So I'm going to give Van Dijk a 7. Going to give Kanade a 7.5. I thought he was the better of the two. Costa's left-hand side got his assist for the goal. And look, I love watching Costas play football. He is so good at intercepting and interpreting and guessing what's going to happen before it happens. Like any fullback that attacks as much as we do with our fullbacks, I think sometimes Costas can be caught upfield, but look, I'm looking at him right now and he's busting a good to get back. And that's all we can really ask for in those scenarios. Costas, to me, gets an 8. I thought he was very good today on the left-hand side. Into midfield, Fabinho, I was a bit surprised to see him taken off. Obviously, Klopp was going for the win, wanted to get some attack-minded players on there, but I thought Fabinho, again, didn't put a foot wrong. 7 for him. Keita, I thought was our best midfielder. I thought Keita was fantastic today. Again, very surprised to see him getting taken off. I thought he was probably our best player on the park today. 8 for me for Naby Keita. I think great performance. Elliott. No, it's not Elliott. It's Chamberlain. Sorry. Chamberlain, right-hand side. You could see his disappointment at being taken off. I can understand why he felt disappointed about being taken off. Look, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain hasn't had the greatest of campaigns for us, but today I thought he played well. I have no complaints about Oxlade-Chamberlain today. I thought he did as much as we could have expected of him. So Oxlade-Chamberlain, 7.5 for me. I thought he did well. Moving into the attack, that's where I feel we really let ourselves down today. Yes, Jota got his goal, but other than that, I don't think his game was that good today. Elliott was anonymous on the right-hand side. Look, I don't like to say it. I don't, because I love the lad, and he will have much better games than that. But again, that could have well been because he has no match rhythm. Klopp has taken him out of the team and the squad in some occasions for the past 3-4 games. So you can see that today, that he was a bit rusty and he wasn't up to his usual high standards. So I'm going to give him a 6.5 on the right-hand side of attack. Through the centre, I thought Bobby Firmino, he wasn't great at all. In fact, there was two sides to Bobby's game today. The Bobby Firmino that tracks back and wins the ball was sensational. That Bobby Firmino, no complaints about. But the other half of Bobby Firmino's personality type is the misplaced passes, the not concentrating in vital moments. And look, it's something we have to accept with Bobby as a player, but it can be extremely infuriating at times. And he's my favourite Liverpool player, but there was at least 3-4 occasions today I remember screaming at him for misplaced passes. Bobby, 6 as well. Again, I don't think our attack really hit the ground running today at all. On the left-hand side, Shota gets an extra half point for getting his goal, but I can think of many occasions where his control let him down, or he took one too many touches, or he gave the ball away. They'll all need to be better. If they're to really want to go on and push out Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah from a regular place in the starting 11, they'll need to up their ideas today, because the entire front line really let us down. And I think it was the only area of the pitch that we were let down today, because defensively in midfield, I've got no complaints about that performance. So with that in mind, Diogo Jota, 6.5, just because he got the goal. I mean, if he didn't get the goal, he's getting a 6 like the other two. It wasn't good enough in attack, but I don't care, because we got the job done and we got through. I want to give credit to Steve Cooper and Forest, though. They really, really did give it a go. Created enough opportunities that they probably will feel like they could have, maybe should have taken that game into extra time. I mean, in the last 10 minutes after we scored, I can think of 2 very good chances that they had. One of them was a header that, when I left his head, I thought it was in. The angle that the TV showed and Alisson's feet were planted, I thought that's going to nestle in, but thankfully it went straight into Alisson's hands. So look, the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll is up there for you guys to vote on right now. The options that you have are Costas Tsimikas, Naby Keita, Joe Gomez and other. And so far, it's been pretty one-sided, but I will continue that vote up there and let it keep going. I'm going to be joined by Mr. Paddy Murphy and Mr. Chris Stonage in a few minutes. So yeah, look, how are we feeling? Gomez was dodgy, don't trust him on the ball. We were poor all over the pitch, too many loose passes, said Colm. Alex said Bobby 7.5. Gomez, man of the match for Bongs. I don't think so for me. Look, Gomez was alright today, but man of the match, not for me, but look, I do appreciate that this is democracy, so you all have your say. Was a dirty win. We're afraid of major injuries, said Paul Anthony. You should give Klopp a rating. Yeah, I mean, I can do if you want. I can understand why he went with the 11 he went with. 7 for Klopp. Yeah, 7. You know, I think he could have made changes a little bit earlier in the game if we're being hypercritical of Klopp, but that's probably a regular complaint that we have about the gaffer. But look, ultimately, do we really care? We're through. We're in the semi-final. The quadruple still potentially on. We know our pathway through to Paris if we want to do the Champions League. We know what we need to do to win the Premier League. And we know what we need to do now to win the FA Cup, which is get past Pep Guardiola's Manchester City at Wembley and then await the winners, hopefully, of Crystal Palace's game against Chelsea. So, all in all, look, wasn't vintage, but I'll take it. Right, a few more comments while the Man of the Match poll is still going. Don't forget, in about 5 to 10 minutes, I will be joined by Mr. Paddy Murphy and Mr. Chris Stonage. We will go through the game in more detail. The quad is on. We love that. Red blood. Thank you to everyone who joined us for Watchalong on Twitch, by the way. I mean, I think we were nearly up to 6,000 watching at one point, which was amazing. Obviously, being on the front page of Twitch today really helped as well. But yeah, appreciate it. How are we feeling? Do we think? What are we thinking? Double, triple, quadruple? How bold dare we be? How much can we dream? I prefer to see Milner at right back, said Barry. The problem was Gomez in comparison to Trent. Look, to me, I get where you're coming from. I do. But I think today the problem was with our attackers. I really do. I think we were just lacking creativity and ideas in the final third. I thought our midfield, the midfield we started the game with, I have no complaints about them. Honestly. I thought that Keita was exceptional. Fabinho was really good. And I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain had one of his better games of the season. So I'm not surprised at all to see Oxlade-Chamberlain feeling a little bit disappointed when he was subbed off. Just as a heads up as well, by the way, this will be my last solo stream before I head off on holidays. We're going off later on tonight, so I won't be on for the next 10, 11 days. But thankfully, Mr. Paddy Murphy and Mr. Chris Stonage will be here to keep you entertained over the international break. Some massive games coming up, of course. We know that Sadio Mane and Mo play each other twice in the playoff for a World Cup spot. I'll be happy with the Champions League and the Premier League, said Rav. Quadruple, come on the lad, said George. Zaki said the quad is on. David said Liverpool not the same without Trent and Robbo. I mean, I thought Costas did okay on the other side. I do. I think Costas was an able deputy. Elliot looked out of his depth. I don't think he looked out of his depth. I just don't think he looked match fit, or match fresh, I should say, which he isn't. You know, Klopp has pulled him out of the last 3-4 squads, or at least hasn't started or come on. So I wasn't expecting Harvey Elliott to light it up today, but I feel he will be a little bit disappointed, yes. But look, again, Elliot's a young player. It'll be a learning experience for him. Did you plan your vacation for the international break? Yes, I always do, Jay. Always plan them for international breaks. We usually go away in October in that international break. But this time we done it in March. So yeah, it was planned. Never an accident, buddy. Got to do these things when you run a channel. I think we can win the cup game, said Ken. Yeah, look, I'm a little bit nervous about drawing Manchester City. It's probably, well, it is the toughest draw we could have had in the FA Cup. But ultimately, if you want to win and you want to win quadruples, you're going to have to beat the best teams along the way. And if we want to lift the FA Cup, then we've got to beat Manchester City and we've got to do it at Wembley. So bring it on. I mean, isn't it a tie to look forward to? Excitement. I'm just happy, folks. I am. We are here now, end of March, going into April. We are within striking distance of Manchester City at the top of the league table. We are in the quarter-final of the Champions League with a favourable draw against Benfica. And we're in the semi-final of the FA Cup with the League Cup already in the bag. Not really. We can nitpick, of course we can, but there's not really too much to complain about now. You know, sometimes in football it is about winning ugly. And today we won ugly. But the important part of that is we won. And these boys are still on for a season the likes of which potentially none of us have ever seen. So yeah, I'm loving it. I am. I'm delighted to go off onto my holidays as well, knowing that we have a lot to look forward to when we come back. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you, Declan. Good numbers on Twitch. Well done. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, absolutely delighted with the response on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for coming across. To all those people that gifted subs as well. Real legends. Thank you. I'm proud of this team. Look where we were 5 years ago, said Red Blood FC. Mate, I'm with you. Absolutely. It's okay for us to say we weren't at our best today. You know, nobody's going to kid themselves and say that we were. But to get what we've gotten to do what they've done so far, to haul in 14 points from Manchester City and be within striking distance. Our manager's being interviewed right now and he's got a big, beautiful Kloppo smile on his face. Look at him. You beautiful bastard. He still looks weird without the glasses though. You know what I mean? I still can't get used to him without the glasses. Enjoy the holiday, deserve a break. Thank you, Matthew. Heading off to the airport in 7 hours. Yeah, so no sleep for me between now and then. Got to finish up the packing. I've 1 or 2 tiny bits left to do. But look, I will be heading off in 2 minutes and I'll be back then for a match reaction with Mr. Chris Stonage and Mr. Paddy Murphy. I'll be interested to hear what Chris and Paddy have to say about the penalty incidents in the game as well. I felt like Liverpool should have had at least 1 penalty in the first half, maybe 2. And I really wouldn't have had many complaints if they gave Forest a penalty. Yes, there was a second motion to the player's right foot that clipped Alisson's arm, but if it had been given, I wouldn't have really had too many arguments. But it wasn't given, and yeah, we find our way through. 2 Wembley trips in 2 months, what a club. Yeah, and hopefully a third, because if we get through City, be another one. Thank you, Rich, says have a great holiday. Thank you, my man. People wanted the counts, cups has already won as games in hand. We need all the respect for the competitions and not be so cocky with the quadruple talk. It's embarrassing. Couldn't agree more. You cannot count your chickens, mate. If there's one thing we know about the Premier League, about the English Cup competitions, and of course about the Champions League, you got to have a little bit of luck along the way, and you've got to play better. Rav said, sorry Craig, not a chance in hell that was a pen. Hey man, look, I'm glad it wasn't given. And I absolutely will say that the second motion could have made it far more questionable. All I'm saying is, if it was given, I wouldn't have been losing my head about it like some other penalties. But the fact it wasn't given, I'm more than happy with. Don't get me wrong. Sean said, have a good holiday. Thank you, buddy. We are on making history, says Vin. Love that, my man. Love that. Right. To be true, the last game, we're not playing at our best. Look, yeah. But winning not at our best is good enough for me. And it wasn't great, but we found our way through. Is it 2 legs or 1? The semis, 1. One off at Wembley, all the way to extra time penalties if needs be. It was a poor performance from Oxlade-Chamberlain and Joe tonight, said Oliver. I don't agree. I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain had a very good performance today, Oliver. Gomez, look, it's a lot to ask to just drop him in not his favourite position and to expect someone who hasn't played a lot of football to be brilliant, but I thought that Joe did okay today. Yeah, I'm not too unhappy. But look, I will say goodbye. I'll see you in 2 minutes for the match reaction. Let me just end the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll first and see who you guys voted for. The Anfield Agenda Man of the Match has gone to Kostas Tsimikas with 43% of the vote. Joe Gomez in second with 20% and Naby Keita in third. I would have had that going Tsimikas, Keita, Gomez if I was voting, but I wasn't, and you guys did. So thank you to everyone. I will see you in 2 minutes for match reaction with myself, Mr. Chris Stonage, and Mr. Paddy Murphy. Until then.